Well, thanks for having me, and thanks to your audience for watching. Um, the biggest concern right now in Iraq is the United States is not facing a threat from ISIS. It's facing a threat from the Shia militias tied to the Fatah party, tied to Iran. The biggest threat in Iraq to Sunnis, to the Shia youth, to Kurds are Iran's militias inside of Iraq. And the Biden administration, for whatever reason, continues to make concessions to Tehran. If the United States leaves Iraq, it's a concession to Tehran. If the United States leaves Syria, it's a concession to Tehran. And again, we'll have to be back because your audience knows when the United States leaves, ISIS will come back because the militias are not focused on ISIS. The Iraqi security forces are not focused on ISIS. The Peshmerga is focused on ISIS. The Peshmerga is focused on the Hashd al-Shabi. If the US leaves, there will be a security vacuum once again that will reintroduce Americans to go and fight again against the next iteration of Al Qaeda or the next iteration of ISIS. Okay, you can't call it Iraq. It's not Iraq. If you put this to the popular opinion, the majority of Iraqis would want us to stay. It is Iran's control of Baghdad. It is Tehran's control of the political parties in Baghdad that are making these decisions. There is no Iraq, unfortunately. There are the Shia youth that are protesting this government. There are the Sunnis that are protesting this government. And they are the Kurds that are being attacked by this government. Not all Kurds, because some Kurds, especially the PUK, have aligned with Baghdad, have aligned with Tehran. So you can't say Iraq. And I know what you meant by the question. But the problem is the United States has allies inside of Iraq, but no allies in Baghdad. And so we should punish Baghdad through sanctions and designations to include Hadi al-Amri, to include former Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, because none of these attacks happen without their knowledge and without their permission.
Yes.
Well, the United States is in Syria, and we haven't been invited to be in Syria. We're there to defeat ISIS. We're in Iraq to defeat ISIS, but we've been invited in by Baghdad because Baghdad wants the militias trained on US equipment. They want vetted, militia-approved pilots to be trained on how to fly American aircraft. They want the ability to use American techniques, intelligence, equipment, not to fight ISIS, but to fight their own people inside of Iraq. The threat from the Iraqi people, the threat to the Iraqi people is from the Hashd al-Shabi, and it's from ISIS as well. And, the United States can choose to stay in Iraq without the permission of Baghdad because it's under the UN Charter to destroy ISIS. Yeah, I heard you translating. Sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We have to remember that it's the what America ignored during the ISIS campaign. We built the Hashd al-Shabi. We gave them credit through the Biden Obama administration. They gave credit to the Iraqi militias for destroying ISIS, and everybody in Iraq knows it was this Iraqi special forces. It was Iraqi Peshmerga that defeated ISIS. It was only after ISIS was defeated that the Hashd al-Shabi would come in and celebrate their fake victory over ISIS. The Hashd al-Shabi are the biggest threat to the region. They are destabilizing Syria. They are now destabilizing Jordan, and their focus is on attacking Israel as well and attacking US forces, of course, in the area. And Iraqis know this better than anyone. And they know that Baghdad is so afraid of Tehran or so in step with Tehran that the rest of the country is suffering because of this relationship. There have been 270 attacks against US positions inside of Iraq and Syria since 2021. Majority of those militias tied to there was no ceasefire. We're not supposed to be attacked by Shah. We're not supposed to be attacked by forces of the Iraqi government. So the only risk to Iraqi sovereignty is from the Hashim. It's from Kitab Hizb. It's from the Fatah, from Abu Fatah. It's from Nur. Okay, so this this is ridiculous. The United States is there. Prime Minister can't stop this. So your guest says the Prime Minister has the power to, but each time the Prime Minister holds from Kitab Hizbullah, Kitab Hizbullah, the Prime Minister, he can't stop it. He has no. Remember in the past when he arrested Kitab Hizbullah members, Abu Fadak surrounded Kadami's prime ministers. Okay, now the new prime minister is directly tied to Nouri al-Maliki. So Nouri al-Maliki is not going to let the new prime minister arrest anybody. He has no. The prime minister is Jeddah. And your guest loves that. Your guest is in charge of the party, is in charge of back. Iran is in charge of them. Iran is in charge of the Fatah party. Best to Iraq, it's from your guest political party. I mean, everybody in your audience knows. Hashim Shah answered directly to Ismail Khani, the Quds Force. They answer to Ismail Khani of the Quds Force. The commander of the Quds Force, Ismail Khani. Okay, Abu Fadak, Ismail Khani. Hadi al-Amri comes to Ismail Khani. They all answer to Tehran. Ismail Khani, just like Qasem Soleimani said, every decision made in Baghdad is my decision. That's what Qasem Soleimani said. Ismail Khani is saying the same thing. Hadi al-Amri and Abu Fatah are part of the Fatah party. Fatah is the militia party. Fatah is the Hashim Shabi. So your whole audience knows this. In Iraq has 7 neighbors. Go ahead, I'll slow down. Iran is one of Iraq's neighbors. No, no, no. No, it's not. It's just, that's not true. Not true. No, no, no. It was Nouri al-Maliki and Hadi al-Amri that established the people. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to withdraw because but we have to remember the Hashid al-Shabi killed 500,000 Iraqis during the and they helped Assad kill 600,000 in Syria. So for him to talk about Palestinians, they didn't care about Palestinians before October 7th. They're only using it now to justify their attack. So where were they before October 7th on the Palestinian issue? They were absent. They were killing Iraqis, the Shia protesters. They were killing civilians in Syria and Iraq. This Palestinian thing is only a October 7th answer. Absolutely. Absolutely. That the Fatah party, the Hashid al-Shabi, the biggest threat in Iraq are the Peshmerga, the Sunnis, and the Shia protesters. And how do I know that? Is because these groups have killed the Shia protesters, have targeted the Kurds with missiles through and continue to say every Sunni is a terrorist. Kulluhum irhabin.